Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to my mini keyboard. Yes, it's down in the left-hand corner. This is something I use just off and on with my computer. So what you're seeing on the screen is my Mac running Logic and Nexus 5, which is one of the most amazingly powerful pieces of software you can install into your DAW. Now, what is Logic? Well, Logic is a digital recording system. It's basically a studio in your computer. You can record multiple tracks, you can record audio, you can record MIDI, and you can record VSTs, VST, Virtual Studio Technology. It's basically an instrument on its own. So this tool here, if I just go, this is quite pretty. This tool here is how would I describe it? Because it covers everything from sort of orchestral symphony through to dance music, through to generic pop, through to rap. It's just phenomenal. And it's grown. This, what you see on the screen, was the original incarnation that I had many years ago. And as the company has upgraded and upgraded and upgraded, it now gets to this. This is the new version of Nexus 5. So how does it work? Well, on the screen you'll see lots of what they call expansions. So again, if you're looking and thinking of your Genos or a keyboard that uses packs, these are all packs that you can buy and download and add and go through. And kind of unlike Genos and other instruments, it adds some phenomenally just jaw-droppingly good sounds. Let's take you into something called Sounds of Summer. Okay, so I've clicked on Sounds of Summer, you can see, and across the top I've got things like arpeggio, atmosphere, bass, so I can pick different categories. So let's go into piano, and immediately it filters everything that's in that pack, and then it calls up a voice. So if I just double click, maybe not the voice I want. I've got others. I've got Grand 1. Now, this being sort of a dance pop pack, hence the name Sounds of Summer, you're not going to get your sort of classical pianos, but you can if you go to other voice packs with things like Hollywood, Core Library. If I go to pianos in there, I've got a Steinway. I've got Steinway D, Variation 2. And as I've said, because this is a very broad collection of voices, there's so much. You've got Hollywood Grand 3, 2, 1, Grandfather's Piano, Funeral Piano. Heavens, to what they come up with. Propane piano. That's quite nice. Now, because it's computer driven, you've got your voice and then you've got control over those voices. So you've got filters, you've got amp modifier, you've got EQ control, you've got reverb. Everything you can imagine is in here for you to be able to change. Now, one of the things that I was talking to you about when I made the last Genos video was the fact that the dance voices or the pop voices were very Germanic and not really relevant, because the voices that are used in today's music, for example, I'm going to just quickly show you sounds of the 90s. Now, that bear in mind, 90s isn't even up to date. However, you've got Robert Miles's Dream Piano here, look. I've not got a big enough keyboard to do anything, but it's just great. But one of the things when I said about the style of music and the sort of modern up-to-date stuff, you've got an option here called sequence. Now, what sequence does, it takes some of the voices from the pack and puts them into a sequence. So I can highlight this and play simple one-finger stuff. Now, some of these have got sequences built in, so all you do is play one note. That's obviously the backing or sort of set around Good Life. That's one finger. So you can dissect this and use the voices that this package is using to create your own completely bespoke packs. Tangerine Duo, Sonic Empire, now listen to that and then take a listen to the dance styles in the G-Not. These are, I mean, this is 1990, so you see the massive difference in quality of sound. Nakalai Quick. There's so many variations. I'm just skipping through them merrily. That's quite interesting. And of course, remember, as I said to you, you can record these into your Logic or your Cubase and then multi-track over the top and make your own backing sequence. Of course, you've got a split. And there's lots of, Friday night. It's got so much. So if you're into the more modern side of stuff, Rhythm is a Dancer. Now this is one that actually they used to promote Genos 1 when it came out. Amazing, isn't it? This is just a computer program. There's no hardware attached. I'm just literally playing from a MIDI controller straight to this, and there's so many. It's just set up and ready for you to go. And the simplicity of being able to record it, because what I can do, I could simply go into my Logic here, click record and play, and it would play it back straight away. No connecting cables, No trying to figure out communication between an instrument and the computer. It's already in there. Let me go and show you some of the orchestral stuff, because this was an absolute shocker. Because when I purchased it, I didn't think for 1 minute that the the sounds would be like this. They sound incredibly real. And these can be edited. You can change the sound of them, I say, with all of the editing tools that are in here. If you want to use something from more of a modern scene, you can do. But if I go to the Hollywood strings and things like the violins, violin ensemble, you've got things like tutti sustains. And the good thing is, if I wanted to, for example, adjust the EQ, I can do. I've got control here, so I can go for the there we go, look, immediate control. I can change the EQ back down again just with my mouse. I've got things like wide lead violin. Again, if I want to add a little bit of brightness to my EQ. But it doesn't stop with strings. It goes through, I've got things like string runs. That sounds like something you go to the doctors with. Just phenomenally good. What else have we got I want to show you? I think we've got like arpeggiation. So I can actually play an arpeggiated pattern in a string. Pirate spiccato, I wonder what that's for. Then you got giga staccato. It's just, it goes on and on and on and on. And depending on which expansion pack you purchase or you do decide, when you get the software, it comes with a whole load of stuff anyway. But you can add packs like dance, which is one that I've added into here. So I've got things like the dark side sequence. Of course, you can do 101 different things. Trance gate. And you've got an inbuilt arpeggiator. Remember my comments about the Genos? I'm starting to sort of wonder why Yamaha haven't taken that leap forward to sort of look at other instruments like this and think, well, hang on a minute, if this is available at such a ridiculously cheap price and it does all of this, why can't we look at adding something to our instruments? Because I do feel like Genos has been held back a little bit in certain areas, and certainly with the arpeggiator. I mean, I can change the speed of it. I can do a 16th. And I can make wonderful things like gate changes. So I can make the notes really sort of bright and sharp. Extend them. I can tell it to play across 2 octaves if I wanted to. Or across 3, 4. I can add a strum. This is just a computer program. I keep saying it's just a computer program, but it's a hell of a thing. And if you are thinking, you know, I tell you the truth. I'll never sell you, or not sell you, I'll never promote something or show something that I think is crap if it isn't. But this is phenomenal. So if you are, looking for something of this type, then I would highly recommend it. Even things like, you got woodwinds. Chinese Empire. And if I go into the orchestra, in fact, I don't want dance orchestra. This is how great it gets. You can go into dance orchestra. So if you want to do, say, for example, a nice upbeat track, who knows which one you want to do, but then you've got things like sort of dance music orchestral crossover. And the other day I mentioned about the Genos having a lack of melodic synth and sort of pad sounds, and this is what I'm referring to, because you could use that easily as a melodic melody instrument. Got flutes, pans, a bassoon solo. If I come out of woodwinds, it will then show me all of the voices available from the dance orchestra pack. One of the top ones is drama strings. And again, if I want, I keep saying it again, but I can actually brighten those strings. Huge sound, absolutely colossal. Classic rock guitar. Nice lead voice. We've got choirs. Again, going back to the same thing, it's a big voice. Thank you. Clarinet, you've got there. Let's see what else we've got as I scroll down. We've got cello. Again, let me just brighten that up a little bit. Brass ensemble. However, we still haven't even got to the big part of this instrument, which is the dance side of things, and things like disco. We've got all that sort of stuff in here as well. I mean, that's cool. Just move that down. I'm literally picking presets. Vocal chops. Different phrases, different chords, bass lines. Another sequence. That's a good one. It's called Tonight. I wish I got a bigger keyboard. I've not got many notes. Tom's Riser. There we go. Tom Fills. Honestly, you can make anything with this. Wow. I must admit the sequences are a lot of fun because you don't know what you're going to get. So for like Summer Break, all that sort of goodness. I just don't know what to click on next because there is too much. And the thing is with this, because there are so many voices, you can actually categorize them, and you can also favorite them based on obviously whether you like them or not. You can give them a different rating, sort of different types of music. Let's try a different category. Let's go to, what should we have? There's too much. Oh, I've got to show you this. TV movie game. Do you remember the... Oh, no, I don't know whether this is going to get a copyright strike. Do you remember the film Blade? I think it was Wesley Snipes. Was a vampire. Well, this is just exactly the theme. No, it's not. There we are. That's the one. Very, very cutting sound, but yeah, it just... Robots. There's some absolutely tremendous stuff in here. Monster Family. Yeah, it is. Monkey Steel, I think that's the... I think it's Monkey Island, that. What else have we got? Oh, look, Night Slade. Yep, there you go. Yep. There's a whole load of TV themes already preset. Oh, listen to that. What's this off? That is so clever. What else we got? Da 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 da. That's yeah. You can even hear the helicopter. So you can go all the way back to sort of 70s, 80s TV themes, all the way forward to your modern day stuff. I've got the analog pack installed in here as well, which gives you some really nice pads and lead voices. And again, remember I mentioned in the video about thick, rich, nice pads. This ticks that box hugely. Let's have a look. So what else we got in here? Some great bass lines. We've got drum loop. There's an après ski. Just got some nice, very nice sort of schlagery stuff. Oh dear, sorry about that. Voice piano, you've got tuba down. There's again sequences. So anyway, how long have I been? Yeah, it's half an hour. So I'm gonna break at this point. But I wanted to show you this because for the money, and some of you may go, how much? If you have a look on the website, the price changes regularly. They do have discount sort of events where it's sometimes 25-30% off. But the expansion packs are what intrigue me, because the price of an expansion pack for this is about £65-ish, or used to be. I haven't checked for a while. But it gives you so much extra content, and it gives you those sequences, it gives you pads, bells, guitars, leads, pianos. It's the whole shebang. So it is really super value for money. Would I buy it? Well, hell yeah, I would. I'm not doing this as a paid advertisement, commercial or anything. In fact, this is just done off my own bat because I want to show you what sort of sound quality you can achieve with a laptop or a computer, a desktop maybe, and connected to your Genos. You could run this alongside with your keyboard if you so wished. It wouldn't be the easiest things to control, because of course unfortunately Genos doesn't send out any information. It's quite a standalone instrument, which is one of the other things that drives me insane, is that other instruments can work alongside with Logic and with Cubase, and yet Yamaha's own Genos doesn't do any of that. It's a night. In fact, I'll go as far as to say, cover your ears, it's a pig to use. And why Yamaha haven't picked up on this sooner than later, I don't know. People have been asking for this since Tyros 3, Tyros 4, and yet still no integration whatsoever. So, you know, you can only keep asking for so long, and then you get sick and start looking at alternatives, because that's the worrying thing. If I wanted to connect all of this together, I'd have Bobbin's chance of using the Genos, because it isn't that friendly to use. So then I start looking at another instrument, which I've actually got, another MIDI controller sitting here, and then it sort of detracts me from the Genos. Why don't they make it so that it plays with everything that's current and a bit more sort of modern, to future-proof themselves in terms of people buying this gear, and to future-proof you, so that when you decide you want to add something like this, it works alongside, it happily controls. It could be done. It can be done, because other keyboards out there, MIDI controllers at sort of £500, will control all of this without batting an eyelid. I could buy an Arturia MIDI controller or a Native Instruments for £500-600 and be able to control all of this from a keyboard. Why are other companies not thinking about this? It's like they're trying to avoid the elephant in the room, and you know, at the end of the day, this is the future. These sort of sounds, unless companies are going to start making this sort of content, which would cost them thousands, the easiest thing to do would make it so that your keyboard syncs with Logic. I can control Logic from my Genos, and I can control the expansion packs. I can use, like with anything on here, for example, if I wanted to have the control of it, I can assign the control on the screen to a control on the MIDI keyboard. Dead easily. Just click a button, press or move the dial, and it assigns itself. And then you can save that so that it will control the whole package. So there you go. So anyway, for those of you who've never sort of ventured down this avenue before, maybe worth having taken a look, because apart from anything else, it's nice to have a bit. I mean, this is just my little fun keyboard. It sits on my desk, and if I decide I want to record something, I can just, it's powered by my computer. It doesn't even have a power cable. So it's powered all from the computer, which again is a great idea. Doesn't mean I haven't got to wheel out an instrument. It's always set up, and if I want to make a melody or come up with an idea of a song, there we are, it does it. So anyway, there you go. That is Nexus 5 in a very, 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 very small section. There's so much to it. I could be here for days and days. I'm just wondering if there's anything else I should show you before I disappear. There are some very, very advanced sounds in here, some with vocals, some with sort of phrases that kick in. You really got to have a look at it. Go to their website. It's made by a company called Refx, REFX.com, and it's Nexus 5. Give it a look. If you don't like it, then there's not much I can do. But in terms of voices and content, if you are into recording and making sort of your own music, this is an absolute godsend. It really is. It's wonderful. So until next time, I'll probably be back with the arranger side of things. If there's any other software that you maybe want me to take a look at, be happy to share with you. Until then, take care and look after yourselves. Bye-bye.